All right, questions for Coach Stevens. We're going to start with Kyle Draper.
Coach, what's up? You got me?
Hi, Kyle. How you doing?
Hey, good. I really don't have a question. I just wanted to say hi to my Boston peeps. No, I'm joking, Coach. It's good to see you. What have you seen from De'Aaron Fox here recently, Coach? I know you guys been busy and everything, but when you break down the film, what are you seeing from him?
No, I mean, I think I've always thought, Kyle, that he was, a really, really good player from the moment he entered the league, and you can see the ascension he's on. I think the whole team, when you start looking at the young, talented guys, and I think you start with Fox and obviously Hield and Bagley and Halliburton, but then you add the other guys around him. Like, there's a reason they're playing so well right now. But he's the engine. The way that he pushes the ball, the way that he forces tempo, and obviously his shooting numbers are great. Like, he didn't come into the league shooting at that clip, but that just opens up even more space for him. I think he's one of the really good young players in the league.
John Corrales.
Brad, considering you have a couple of guys who are potentially all-stars, what do you think of the possibility of there being an all-star game?
I think it's obviously it's good for the game in a lot of ways to have that. I know it's a big moment as far as fan engagement. It's obviously an honor to be considered for those type of awards. And I certainly think those guys that you're talking about are deserving. As far as like choosing to have a game while we're going through and putting on all these new rules and regulations and everything else with what we can do and can't do and everything else, I think that, there's probably going to be the same amount of emphasis and focus put on the health for that. And I certainly would hope so. Obviously, getting there and having that game and making sure everybody gets back safely and maintaining all the standards and protocols are going to be really important. But, I think that, there's a reason they want to have it. And so I believe the NBA will find a way to do it safely.
Abby Chin.
Brad, without Kemba and Peyton and Marcus, pretty short at the point guard position. What's the plan for handling that? And then last night, you mentioned Jayson getting some time running the point. What did you think of those minutes?
Well, I don't know that he got any time last night doing that. As far as he brings it up occasionally in each game, but we had either Kemba or Teague on the floor the whole night. Certainly that'd be more likely tonight. We're pretty small as it is at times. In that position, we've got a lot of small guys that we can kind of rotate through. It's hard sometimes to play two of those guys together. There will be times where we'll be big with Jayson at the one tonight, and there will be times where we'll play those other guys.
Gary Washburn.
Hey, Brad, two questions. One, what kind of pressure or how do you kind of get Tremont to be able to respond? And he's done it before, just in those minutes, like he played well against Toronto a couple of weeks ago when he's just thrown into the crunch and playing probably like 25 minutes. How do you get him adjusted to that?
Yeah, that's what you practice every day for. That's why you do extra work if you don't play. That's why you play a lot more 3-on-3 on off days with the other guys that don't play as much. That's why you get in the 5-on-5 games when you can, with coaches and other players that didn't play, and keep your conditioning at the level it needs to be. I think Tremont's focus on both his work and on that conditioning has been at a very good level this year, and so I don't have any concerns about him getting thrown into the fire and playing minutes.
And then in addition, would you think about using your challenge as a play last night where Wiggins kind of crashed into Tice and Tice doesn't get any breaks, but he obviously got the block call, and it seemed like you contemplated. What goes into your thinking? Because your luck isn't good with challenges, but do you want to use them more, or do you just say, go ahead,
I think Gary would have been not overturned, and I still wouldn't have agreed with it. And that's half the challenges. That's one of my issues with the challenge itself, is that they're still arguable. We had one earlier this year where we call, if you challenge that block charge call, you you can always say, well, they were moving just a little, and that's enough. And so, I didn't use it because of that. I think there are certain plays that are more likely to be overturned than others. I have not seen that specific call with us when we've challenged it overturned as much. Again, just because I think it's if you can say if somebody's moving at all, or if they don't get it square, then it's a block. So I was actually thinking more about using it on the Grant foul, because I think there's a higher percentage of overturn when somebody jumps into you. But, I think he probably broke the plane of verticality, and neither of those would have been upheld.
All right, we're going to wrap it up right there. Thanks, Coach.